Well, the crypto market just decided to kick grandma down the stairs and take all of our altcoins with her, as we are now seeing a good bit of red forming across the market today. But the majority of our altcoins are down anywhere from 5 to 10%, except our friend White Rock, which is currently up 20 places today, which is wild. But the majority of the market is not feeling so hot. Now, as a result of the market pulling back a little bit today, many of you are wondering, Tyler, what does this mean for Bitcoin? What does this mean for the breakout that we were attempting the other day? Is it canceled? Is it over? Is Bitcoin going to $40,000? What happens next? And the whole goal of today is just to tell you exactly what I'm seeing, what I'm doing, and what I'm expecting next. So Bitcoin's price has now officially lost the golden zone. It's officially canceled the breakout that we were attempting a couple days ago, as it now ventures towards $107,000. Now, I'm going to be honest with you all in saying that this is not the ideal scenario. This is not what I was hoping would happen, and this is not what I wanted to happen. But it is what's happening, and it is what it is. And the reason why I was so, against this happening, why I didn't want this to happen, was that historically speaking, when you see a crypto break above the golden zone, the best gains that follow, the best pump that follows, always happens if that crypto is capable of breaking above the golden zone, staying above the golden zone, and then continuing. Because what happens is you flip a major point of resistance into support, right? You get your little RS flip, and then you have a huge support level that allows you to just send it. And if Bitcoin was capable of doing that, if Bitcoin was able to maintain above this golden zone, I genuinely think that it would have been able to push up towards 120,000 or somewhere around those levels. But the fact that we were not able to do so means that the possibility for gains to the upside are diminishing, and things, of course, become much more rocky. Now, the reason it becomes more rocky is that, listen, the golden zone is a battle zone. I mean, it's a layer, it's a level in which you're going to see the bulls really trying to push above it, the bears really trying to stop them. And usually this is like a control zone. And in a moment in which you're breaking above it and the bulls are winning, but then they just lose all of their strength and they start getting whipped on by the bears, it usually can lead things to get a little bit ugly, right? The most recent example that I can think of when this happened was back in the end of 2024. Of course, we saw Bitcoin put in this all-time high, and it pulled back a little bit, giving us a retracement zone. What we're then able to do is go in and draw our golden zone in, giving us a clear idea of where this golden zone was at. And what you can see is that from this move, Bitcoin came back above the golden zone and tried to hold above it, but failed. And as a result of failing, we saw Bitcoin's price fall all the way back down to $74,000 up to, April 10th of 2025. And so knowing that, things can get ugly whenever the golden zone is lost, again, I didn't particularly want to see this happen, but it just, again, is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. We just got to keep rolling with the punches. So now knowing that, of course, Bitcoin as of right now has canceled this breakout and has opened up the door for another move back downwards, the question that many of you have is, well, what does happen next? I mean, does Bitcoin go back to 95K? Does it start to tank like it did at the end of last year? I mean, what does happen next? And that's what I'm going to try to answer now. So there's good news and there's bad news, okay? The good news is that this is not for sure 100% canceled. That's not the case. It is not for sure 100% canceled, and the possibility of Bitcoin going up to, say, $115,000 is not canceled. The bad news is the likelihood of it happening is just dropping, and is dropping very fast. And the reason that I say that is because now it is solely up to Bitcoin to be able to find a level of support and re-break back above the golden zone. And it's not an easy thing to do. I'm going to be super honest with you. It's not an easy thing to do. At this point, it's up to Bitcoin to come back down to these key points of liquidity and try to use these support levels as a mini bounce zone to try to get back above the golden zone. And until it does this, until it uses one of these support levels to break back above $109,000, we're not going to be able to see really big gains, okay? We're not going to be able to see much growth. We're not going to see this crypto market moving in a positive direction. And what that means for us is that we're going to have to probably spend a couple days, maybe even a week or two, plotting out these support levels in the short term and trying to see if Bitcoin can just so happen to make it work. If Bitcoin can come back down and use one of these support levels to push back above that previous golden zone and to try to make some headway going forward. And so the way that I'm looking at it is like this. There are a couple key levels of support that I think are going to be important for Bitcoin, and I'm looking for one of them to hold. The first one that you can see here is, of course, $107,000, which is where Bitcoin is stalling at right now, which is this previous point of resistance. The next one is, of course, your structural support level, in which you have your most recent, more macro support level, currently around 105,000. If Bitcoin manages to lose both of these key support levels, the only thing that is left for Bitcoin is the golden zone here at the bottom side between 104 and 102. And I think that Bitcoin, if it's not capable of holding support on one of these three support levels, is probably, yes, it's probably going to open up that door to going back down towards bounce zone number two, or worst case scenario, bounce zone number three, which is still right around $97,000 to $94,000. Okay. And so what that means in much simpler terms is that, look, this isn't great. I don't love the fact that we're seeing Bitcoin losing the golden zone, but it's not the end of the world yet. Let's see if we can have 107 to 105 hold. If not, let's see if the golden zone down here will be able to hold. If none of those hold, things will get worse, but there is still some stuff standing in front of us before we see that sort of move. So I would actually go to say that this is Bitcoin's last chance to find some support and try to continue upwards now that we have lost support up here. And if it's unable to do so, yeah, things might get a little bit ugly. They might not be super fun. We might see Bitcoin come back down. We might see it drag the rest of the market down 15, 20%, especially with some of your more micro cap altcoins. And it just is what it is. Okay. So I'll be here every step of the way updating you as we do go about this. But the next best thing to do right now that the golden zone has been lost, is to just wait and analyze. Okay. I've told you all consistently, sometimes the best thing to do in a market like this is to do nothing. And so I'm going to lay out my support levels at 107, 105, and then my golden zone to the bottom side. And I'm just going to watch. If Bitcoin's price nukes through all of them, guys, we're probably coming back to bounce zone number two, at which point I'll do some really big dollar cost averaging. If Bitcoin manages to stay, to use one of them as support, right? Maybe the golden zone down here, use it as support and break above this golden zone to the top side. Well, hey, we're in a great spot. And I think the door back to 115 to 120K is wide open again. So we just need to let this play out. There is no way to know how this is going to go. There's no way to even really predict it. The best thing to do is lay out your support levels, watch to see the interactions, and then use that to determine where we think it goes from there. So I think this might take a day or two, possibly even into the weekend. So I will continue to update you every single day just as this all does play out. So make sure you turn on those notifications to the channel so you don't miss the next update, because things are probably going to get crazy, and they're going to get crazy fast. And don't forget, if you do want to start trading some crypto today, maybe you want to bet against the market, bet with the market, totally up to you. You can get up to $10,000 in bonuses if you sign up with BTCC down below and enjoy up to 40% lower trading fees. That is one of the best deals on YouTube right now for an exchange to trade on. So feel free to check that out if it does interest you. But overall, at the end of the day, there's no need to panic. There's no need to worry. There's no need to freak out. Let this play out. Let us see if we can find some support and recover back within the golden zone and open up that door upwards. And look, worst case scenarios, we're not able to. We melt through these support levels. We head back down to our bounce zones. But in the grand scheme of things, I am still under the expectation that our bounce zones will try to hold Bitcoin's price up, that they will try to open the door for Bitcoin to push towards new all-time highs. And so even if we do come back down to these lower bounce zones, it's not the end of the world. It'll be a good opportunity to dollar cost average. Okay. So I'll be here every step of the way updating you. But of course, I hope you guys are trying to have a great day, even though we're starting off a little bit red. And I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.